Okay, so it's 3 a.m. I've been down this rabbit hole for 6 hours, and I just realized something that's going to keep me awake for the rest of the week. While we were all arguing about literally everything else, they actually did it. They won. And the scariest part? Most of us didn't even notice it happening. Walker, get in here. You need to see this.
Dude, why do you look like you've been staring into the economic abyss?
Because I have. Look, I'm not trying to be political here. I'm not picking sides. But I've got numbers that are going to mess with your entire worldview.
Is this going to be one of those conversations where I realize money is fake and nothing makes sense?
Worse, you're about to find out that everything we thought we knew about global economics, we missed the biggest story of our lifetime. And it happened right under our noses. See, I started with a simple question. Why is everything made in China? By 4 a.m., I realized we've been asking the wrong question entirely. The real question is, how did China become so good at everything that we're still playing catch-up? All right, story time. Picture this. You're an American entrepreneur in 2005. You want to make wireless headphones because you're a visionary who sees the future.
Easy, just make them.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, sweet summer child. You need 17 different suppliers. Plastic manufacturers in Ohio, circuit boards from California, batteries from who knows where, assembly workers, quality control, packaging, shipping logistics. Your supply chain looks like a spider web spanning 6 states. Getting a prototype takes 3 months. Making changes? Start over.
That sounds inefficient.
Now imagine you're that same entrepreneur, but you're in Shenzhen. All 17 of those suppliers? They're within a 20-minute drive of each other. I'm not exaggerating. You can literally get a prototype in the morning and have a small production run by dinner. But here's the insane part. They didn't just build the world's most efficient production machine. They built the world's most intelligent production machine. These factories can switch from making phones to tablets to smartwatches faster than we can update our production schedules.
So they basically speed-ran industrialization?
Exactly. And we taught them how to do it. Every American company that moved production there to save 15% on labor costs basically handed over decades of manufacturing knowledge. We thought we were just outsourcing assembly. Turns out we were funding our own replacement. We played ourselves. Hard. Okay, but here's where it gets really wild. We keep saying America has the biggest economy, like it's still 1995.
Don't we still have the biggest GDP?
That depends on how you count, my friend. In raw dollars? Yeah, we're ahead. But in purchasing power, what your money actually buys, China passed us around 2017.
What does that mean for normal humans?
A paycheck in China buys more stuff in China than a similar paycheck buys here. Their cost of living is so much lower that their smaller paychecks actually have more purchasing power. But here's the part that really messed me up. China's middle class is around 400 million people. Walker, that's bigger than our entire population.
Wait, what?
They're not just the world's factory anymore, they're the world's biggest market. While we were worried about them taking our jobs, they were building the biggest consumer base in human history. They're not just selling to us anymore, they're selling to themselves.
So they basically created their own customers.
And now they don't need us as much as we need them. That's the plot twist nobody saw coming.
Okay, but here's what I don't get. I ordered something from China last week and it arrived before the thing I ordered from across town. How is that even possible?
Yes, that's exactly what broke my brain. China didn't just build factories, they built the world's most insane logistics network. The port of Shanghai moves more cargo than Los Angeles and Long Beach combined. It's like their entire country became one giant, ultra-efficient Amazon warehouse.
But Amazon warehouses are already pretty efficient.
Amazon wishes they were this efficient. China created something we've never seen before. They eliminated the middleman. Completely. A farmer in rural China can sell directly to someone in Ohio through apps like Temu and Shein. Look at this. Traditional retail. Manufacturer to distributor to retailer to consumer. 4 steps, each taking their cut, each adding time. China's model? Manufacturer to consumer. 1 step, Every layer they cut out makes their products cheaper and their response time faster.
So while we're still playing by old rules,
They're speedrunning the entire 21st century. We're still figuring out online shopping while they've already solved global logistics.
speaking of things that work, have you driven on American roads lately?
Ha ha ha. Oh man, we're not even playing the same sport. Check this out. China has over 25,000 miles of high-speed rail covering their entire country. You know how much high-speed rail America has?
A lot?
Basically none that compares. We have one line between Boston and DC that goes high speed for maybe 30 miles. China? You can travel from Beijing to Shanghai, that's like New York to Chicago, in 4.5 hours. And it's not just trains. They're building entire smart cities from scratch. Hangzhou has AI-controlled traffic lights that adapt in real time. Their elevators might know which floor you're going to before you press the button.
That's either really cool or really dystopian.
Why not both? But here's the thing. While we spent 20 years debating whether infrastructure spending was too expensive, they just built the future. They spend about 8% of their GDP on infrastructure. We spend around 2.5%. That's not just a policy difference. That's a completely different vision of what a country should prioritize. All right, this next part genuinely keeps me up at night.
More than the AI elevators?
Way more. Because this is about human capital. China graduates several times more STEM students than we do every year. Engineers, mathematicians, computer scientists, they're producing a massive wave of technical talent. But it's not just quantity, it's strategy. While we were telling kids, follow your passion, they were saying, become really good at the skills the future economy needs.
Walker. So they basically min-maxed their entire education system?
That's actually perfect. They figured out the skills needed for 2030 back in 2010 and started building an army of talent. And here's what really gets me. They didn't have legacy systems holding them back. We had to upgrade from old infrastructure. They just built new infrastructure from scratch, designed for the future they wanted to create.
Like how they skipped landlines and went straight to smartphones?
Exactly. They leapfrogged entire technological generations. While we were debating whether to upgrade our aging power grid, they were building smart grids from day one. And then came the real genius move that hardly anyone talks about.
The plot twist?
The Belt and Road Initiative. While we were focused on military presence, they were investing in economic influence. We spend around $800 billion a year on defense. China has committed trillions to infrastructure projects worldwide through Belt and Road. It's a different kind of global power play.
So they're literally buying friends?
Less buying friends, more building dependencies. Country needs a port? China builds it. Need a railroad? China builds it. Need 5G infrastructure? China builds it. And here's the kicker. They often don't attach political strings. It's more like, do you want this bridge or not?
So while we're lecturing countries about their politics,
they're building their economies. And guess whose technology and standards those countries will rely on for the next 50 years? It's not just business. It's grand strategy. They're not just winning customers. They're shaping the entire global economic ecosystem with China at the center. Look, this isn't about saying China's perfect or that we should copy everything they do. It's about acknowledging reality.
we need to stop pretending this isn't happening.
We need to stop pretending we're automatically winning just because we won before. This isn't politics. It's math. It's strategy. It's long-term vision versus short-term thinking.
So what do we do about it?
First, we acknowledge what's actually happening. You can't solve a problem you won't admit exists. Second, we remember that competition makes everyone better. China's rise doesn't have to mean America's fall, unless we decide to give up and coast on past achievements.
So this could actually be good for us?
If it forces us to innovate, invest in our own people, and think beyond the next election cycle? Yeah. Competition is the best teacher we've ever had. The question isn't whether China succeeded. They did. The question is, what are we going to do about it? And that is a conversation for another 2 a.m. research spiral.
Same time tomorrow?
Ha ha ha. Bring more coffee.
Shenzhen,
Shenzhen, like Shen plus Zen.
Why couldn't they just call it Steve Ville?
I'm definitely keeping that in.